Agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. Picks Combs attacking his then-girlfriend, the singer Cassie.
48 hours with Diddy, this boy.
Savage! Oh! In a racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges.
Sean Combs, known as Pdiddy, or now Inmate 37452-054, is enduring a living nightmare at New York's Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. This facility is often described as hell on earth, plagued by violence, drug use, life-threatening situations, and shared showers. No, this isn't about Diddy's infamous parties. It's just another harsh day inside MDC. In today's episode of the Midnight Facts, we'll delve into Diddy's new reality and his life inside NYC's notorious hellhole jail. Diddy is now experiencing a stark contrast to his formerly extravagant lifestyle, which ended abruptly in September 2024 when he was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and creating a criminal enterprise involving numerous sexual offenses against women. Diddy rose to fame in the 90s, amassing a net worth of around $1 billion through ventures in music, fashion, restaurants, vodka, and television. During his peak, he hosted extravagant white parties where celebrities indulged in various vices. These adult-only gatherings allowed guests to fulfill their most hedonistic fantasies, featuring marathon orgies where VIPs were serviced by escorts requiring intravenous drips to recover from continuous shocks and drug use. Now, Diddy finds himself in a Spartan prison cell at MDC, where the only white lines he sees are the ones he must stand behind during strip searches. As the most high-profile prisoner in the U.S., every move Diddy makes is under strict surveillance. He can't even scratch his nose without being watched, and he certainly won't be sharing a cell with a dangerous inmate. Diddy is held in the Special Housing Unit, SHU, a 23-hour lockdown area of the prison. He's kept away from the general population because, according to a former warden, he wouldn't survive a minute in the main jail. Not only is he charged with sex crimes, but Diddy would earn an inmate a badge of honor. Diddy is a dead man walking if anyone can reach him. At the very least, he'll have to pay substantial sums for protection. Can they get to him? We'll revisit this later. But first, let's look at his day-to-day life in a jail likened to the seventh circle of hell. The wake-up call is at 6 a.m. sharp when Diddy opens his eyes to four bare walls. Sleep is likely elusive. The SHU is quiet at night, but occasional screams probably disrupt his rest. Sleeping is also uncomfortable without a pillow on a thin mattress. This is a far cry from his $40 million, 10-bedroom home that featured a theater, spa, beauty salon, and a pool connected to an underground water tunnel. His cell likely lacks natural light, illuminated only by a strip light above a metal bed bolted to the floor, next to an all-in-one sink and toilet. He spends 23 hours a day in this cell, with visits from family and his lawyer being his only social interactions. Most of his days are spent alone, with the occasional visit from a cockroach he might have named for companionship. Isolation drives men to such behaviors. Each day, he is expected to make his bed, mop the floor, and clean his sink and toilet. These chores, though humiliating for a man once served by household staff, provide some mental stimulation. Breakfast is delivered through a small hole in the door, consisting of powdered scrambled eggs, cheap bread, milk, and juice. This is one of 3 daily meals, legally totaling at least 1,800 calories. The meals, costing $3 to $4 each, are usually cold. Gone are the days of spending $3,000 on a meal in New York. Now he eats cold hot dogs made from questionable meat. Complaints about maggots in food have been made, but Diddy has access to the commissary, where he can buy candy, coffee, tea, and other treats, capped at $160 every 2 weeks. Reading may occupy his time, though SHU inmates have limited library access. If he reads, it's likely material from the jail's True Links electronic law library. Resources are reportedly poor, with human rights being a major issue. Diddy gets 3 showers a week in moldy stalls, a far cry from the luxury he's accustomed to. Recently, 800 repair orders were made for MDC, many concerning plumbing issues. Imagine Diddy in the general population. MDC, infamous for brutality since 1994, is plagued by inadequate supervision and medical care. Stabbings occur frequently, and homemade knives are common. Instead of medical care, stabbed inmates often face lockdown. Recently, 6 staff members were fired for illicit activities with prisoners. Allegedly, some officers are gang members, contributing to the violence that makes judges reluctant to send inmates there. With the closure of the Metropolitan Correctional Center post-Epstein, options are limited. If Diddy meets a similar fate, there will be consequences. Rumors suggest he shares a dorm with former crypto king Sam Bankman-Fried, but the Bureau of Prisons is tight-lipped about conditions. Diddy's lawyers have decried the horrific conditions, unsuccessfully seeking a $50 million bail. How will things turn out for Diddy? If he's in a dorm, he'll experience constant paranoia, watching every move of his fellow inmates. He might be among those needing protective custody, but danger remains. Paying for protection is inevitable. Remember, a person is innocent until proven guilty. Diddy's lawyers insist he looks forward to clearing his name. If not, he may end up in protective custody, discussing his past with predatory inmates who made similar crimes their life's work.